My name is Chris Copeland. I'd like to welcome you to the TV Pinnock Small Business Outreach event for August. We will have a short 10 to 12 minute presentation, and our speaker today is Steve Crawford, who is a veteran of construction and a team member of TV Pinnock. And then we will have networking, and we encourage everybody here to just turn around and speak to the person next to them, start relationships. The platform that we have for the networking is very intentional. We have our project engineers, we have our project managers here, and we have senior executives. So we're trying to break down the barriers of telephone and email and allow you guys the opportunity to get faces with names and establish a relationship. So with that said, I'd like to have Tim Pinnock come up and do a short introduction, and then we'll start the program. Tim?
Thank you, Chris. Hey, thanks all of you for coming. We want to do business with you guys. We want you guys to bid our work, be successful, perform our work, partner together, and move off successfully into the future. Future that right now looks a little bit tough. As we come out of this, we want to have those firm foundations, different rooms or different platforms for growth so that we can move out of this together. Tonight or this afternoon, you're going to hear from Steve Crawford. Steve Crawford is our operations manager, and Steve is an authority on the topic that he's going to talk to you about, so it'll be a great opportunity for you guys to listen. He's going to talk about relationships with a general contractor. And Steve head up an office for Baker Concrete, who's one of the largest subcontractors in the country. Steve also ran the Portland office of Turner Construction, one of the largest builders in the country. So he's been the largest sub and one of the largest builders, so he knows what he's talking about, and he's here to talk to you guys and share some insights with you and get feedback from you on building your relationship with your GC clients, okay? Steve Crawford.
A show of hands, how many of you are contractors? Okay, you're all insane. And the reason I know that is because I'm a contractor and have been one for 30 years, and I'm certifiably insane. Think about what we do. We try to predict the future and what it's going to cost and hope to break even. Hell, I'm even now. But what we're here to talk about today is your relationship with the general contractor. Now, as Tim said, I've been on both sides of that table with Baker Concrete as a specialty contractor. And I want to tell you, the reason I say specialty contractor and not subcontractor is the same reason the cardiologist is not a sub-doctor to the general practitioner. The specialty contractors actually do the work. And your job, if you choose to accept it, is to mitigate your risk and still get the job. And to do that, you have to have a good relationship with your general contractor, who, by the way, is also insane. However, they subcontract most of their insanity down to us. Now, in order to have a good relationship with with your general contractor, you have to have a relationship, and you can't do that by email and fax machine. People do business with people. That's really an important aspect. So you want to try to get FaceTime any way you can. That means if you have superintendents and project managers and foremen that are going to job meetings, but you're the owner of the company or a principal in your company, try to go to some of those. Meet the people that you're doing business with. You have to have a good relationship with people you do business with and people you do business for. Sorry. You know, we get these contracts, and sometimes, hopefully, we read them. Generally speaking, we sign them. Why do we sign them? Anybody know why we sign them? We're insane. Those contracts have 27 pages about what we have to do for the general contractor, and they have one sentence in what they'll do for us, and that is they'll pay us. So one of the most important things you can do is establish how you're going to get paid. If you think about the way we do business, we present our financials so that we can prove to the general contractor we can afford to lend him money to build the job. Then we go ahead and we start the work, and 30 days worth of work, we hand in an invoice. The first one is usually rejected for some technical reason. One of the ways to avoid that is to get an early invoice in and find out the procedures. Find out the checklist that the accounts payable person has, they all have one, of all the little things they have to check off before they can mail the check. Superintendent approvals, schedule of values, signed contract, insurance. Get that whole list done and over with. Even if it's only a $100 invoice, it's worth it. And one of the things you can do to help your relationship is get that first invoice in and have it be on submittals already put out. Because if you've done your submittals and looked at your submittal log, you're already at the head of your class. Because half the people have to be chased down by the general contractor to get their submittals in. Just an interesting question. What kind of business are some of you guys in? Flooring? I would suggest that flooring is what you do, but that's not the business you're in. The business you're in is giving your customer a quiet life. They can do flooring. They can get anybody to do flooring. You differentiate yourself by being good at what you do and making life easy for them. Does that make sense? You know, imagine going to Pep Boys. This is the way we do business. We go into Pep Boys as a general contractor, and we say, we want to get brakes put on our car. We need you to give me a firm price for brakes. So he says, okay, what kind of brakes do you want? Not sure. When do you want them? Later. But I need a firm price and I need it right now. So you go ahead and you give them the price. Pep Boys wants to give you a price, but before you'll even accept the price, you say, but we have to get you pre-qualified. So give me your financial statement that proves that you can afford to lend me the money, because hell, I might not pay it, but I still need the brakes. And plus I want to see your insurance, because if I step on the brakes, and it might be a Toyota, and I run into the car in front of me, I need you to pick up the lawyer bills for me. So then you get your new brakes on, and you drive it around for a while, and Pep Boy says, you gonna pay me? You gonna pay me? He said, oh yeah, you got the lien waiver from that guy that supplied your pads? Well, no, there was no pads. It was a disc job. There is no pads. Yeah, but I still need the lien waiver. Can you get me that? Then the next thing, he gets all the paperwork into you, and you finally say, okay, I can give you 90% of your money. Because we got this little evil thing called retention that we have taught our clients, and our clients have taught owners that they need in order to get us to finish. And I'll talk about that right at the end when we finish. So then you pay them 90%, and they say, wait a minute, where's the other 10%? Well, upon final acceptance of these brakes, I'll give you the other 10%. Final acceptance is one of the most poorly defined time periods I've ever seen. I don't know if you've had better luck with it. I've not had good luck with it. Now, it's time for Pep Boys to get that last 10%. You've got final acceptance. You practically wore out the brakes already. And, you know, Mr. Pep Boys, I'd love to give you that other 10%. But I got these pending back charges I'm worried about. So if you'll reduce that to 5%, keeping in mind that I might want tires later, and you sure want to be on my good side when it comes time to buy tires. So you get the point. This is the way we do business. And by now you already know why we do business this way, right?
We're insane.
Exactly. We are insane. Okay, so to develop your relationship, remembering that people do business with people. Companies don't do business with companies. People do business with people. You have to go out there Make yourself well known to your customer. Take every chance you have. If they're asking for something in a hurry, hand deliver it. Take that opportunity to see them, have you jump through a hoop and give them the opportunity to say thanks. People remember people they say thank you to. And then prosecute the work safely and in conformance with the contract documents and on time. I mean, that's what we do. That's how we give a quiet life to our general contractor friends. Doing the work right, on time, without getting anybody hurt. And then finishing up. The last 5% of the job takes 95% of the effort, and that's why they hold that retention club over our head. Because it's so hard. You're almost done, so the superintendent leaves the job and the foreman finishes up. And the foreman doesn't remember anything about what's going on and doesn't quite get it done, and they have to beat us up to get the punch list done. Finishing up. And then when you're finishing up, follow up. Go back to your customer, ask them how you did, ask them what you could do to be better, and if you did well, ask for a letter of recommendation. You'd be surprised how many people will give you that if you ask for it. And that's about all I got, so I'm free to take questions. No? Nothing? Thanks a lot, and network, please stick around. There's pizza, stuff to drink.
So when you hear your name and you've won a prize from our studio of fabulous prizes, you're going to see Rachel way back at the back, which was the sign-in table. So Matt Bradford of Larry Bradford and Associates wins a prize.
Is it a large?
I'll take a hat. I don't have a black hat.
Thank you.